What is that? Oh, Raiders double up.
It's my little Raiders bear.
What hat you got on now? I mean, that is like an awful A's cap.
I know. It's so I know.
That's terrible.
You're terrible.
No, your hat is terrible. Like, let's just be. You got to get that stiff lid.
I don't like the stiff ledge. I don't like it like that.
Well, maybe not a stiff lid, but like with the net in the back. I mean, that looks like an old trucker's hat, and he's got some.
I love truckers' hats. No, I'm sorry. That's me.
He's got some bodies in the back of the. What's up, Rachel? What's up, Zader?
What's up, Sheila?
You're not watching your boys play.
Give us updates then while it's on. Oh, you're not like.
No, I'm finna. I do need to set that up though. I wouldn't. Thursday night, ESPN. Yeah.
All right. Welcome everybody to another happy hour with me, Samira, your We're Not So Different podcast host, with my lackey here, Ali.
Do you say Blackie or Lackey?
Lackey. Oh my God. AKA my co-host, my inspiration, my pain in the ass.
Oh my God, I thought you said Black. Like, damn, calling me Blackie in front of everybody.
No.
No, we just talking about the Raiders games, Rachel.
Yeah, I had to bring
Rachel model.
And my Raiders blanket.
Yeah, because we got to talk about that Verzuz. All right, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt your intro. I didn't interrupt it until you called me Blackie.
I didn't call you Blackie. I will now. Ali, a.k.a. Blackie, because he's blackity black.
Black. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mate. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I have my little Christmas hat on because it's the holiday season. And I know I'm not, but you know I'm festive like that. What can I say?
Hey.
I don't have a tree though. I mean, this is as festive, and that's not true. Tomorrow I'm going to be pretty festive, so tomorrow you'll see a much more festive side of me.
Are you getting a tree?
No.
Okay.
Last year was our last year. Last year we got a tree. Thanksgiving Day we went and got a tree. Mm-hmm. Nobody was hype about it. I thought that it was our first year in the house. We have this space. A tree would look so pretty here. They showed zero enthusiasm about it. And so I was like, oh, this is the last time. So when I asked them again, do you want to have a tree? They said, absolutely not. It's too much work. It's not worth it. Plus, they don't get like a ton of presents anyways because I buy them stuff all year round.
Yeah.
So it's like, whatever. So it's like, that's one reason why it's like whatever. But I had to represent because of not only are the boys playing, but we're going to be talking about that West Coast battle. Two legends, icons of West Coast rap.
Mm-hmm.
So had to rep. Wore my A's hat that Ali hates.
Yeah, I mean,
Build-A-Bear Raiders doll that my sons have, and it growls. I don't know if you can hear it. I can't make it growl. Nobody's got to make it growl, but he growls. You hear it?
That's hilarious.
But could you hear it? There you go. And my Raiders blankie. Nothing makes anyone sound less tough than saying their blankie. Like, this is their blankie. So, there we go.
Yeah.
What are you drinking today?
Rachel, what you drinking? I'm going back to my old faithful. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Sound. That's a good sound.
Oh, that's goodness. Oh, yes, indeed.
That's a good sound.
Oh, yeah. If it pours thick, like oil a little bit.
Pull it up higher. Hold it up higher while you're pouring so we can see.
Oh, my bad. Now I got to drink a little to pour it again.
That sounds bad. Vodka cranberry, like always. That sounds good. Like oil.
Yeah, mama.
So silly. I'm having a strawberry sparkling sparkling strawberry juice from Trader Joe's.
From Trader Joe's. Vodka cran.
Yeah. I was
Vodka
gonna
cran.
have a drink today, but
Why aren't you supposed to be drinking martinis, Rachel Model? Because you gotta fit into all your stuff.
who? Her or me?
Rachel. I'm watching you via IG.
Are you stalking her?
No, she used to be my neighbor.
Oh.
We go back like Hannah.
Don't stalk her. That's creepy. You might end up doing a podcast with her.
Right. Because she's stalking me. If she stalked me, I'd end up doing a podcast with her.
I wasn't stalking you. You were stalking me.
No, you were stalking me.
Boy. Blackie. Yeah, I got to drop the model because I gained 15 since I moved here.
She's skinny though. Don't let her tell. She's thin. You couldn't even tell. You see her and be like, she's still thin. Next door for years. Yay. All right. So tonight I have a cheers, my friend. So my boy gave me a good one.
Okay.
So apparently, the Major League Baseball has decided to include the Negro League stats in its baseball records. So I have to cheers the MLB for that, because obviously for years we couldn't play. Even leave me alone. For years we couldn't play, but there were some beasts in the Negro Leagues. Obviously, it's always interesting what would have happened if they'd have let black folks play sooner or earlier in that process. So salute to the Negro Leagues. You know what I mean? Hopefully they keep
finally being acknowledged.
Finally being acknowledged.
Wow, that's something to actually cheers to this week. I'm not depressed. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Oh, you're enjoying that a little too much.
It's good. Sorry, what?
Hi, Nagin.
Hey, Nagin. What you drinking, Nagin? What? Say what's up to your friends. All right. So we doing news first and then fun stuff later?
I follow you. You're the boss. Whatever you say. I just sit here and take your shit. That's it. I'm feeling really cozy right now with my doll. And
hold on, let me get my violin, because you said you just take my shit. We're also get my violin. Matter of fact,
he's drinking Dayquil.
Damn. Thank you. Get my violin
down there. It's rough in SoCal.
This is for Samira's complaining about me. Get my violin out. We need a whole orchestra. Dayquil, that's a goodie. That and some Robitussin.
Some Robitussin.
All right, so I think we can hit the stories.
Yeah, let's go.
Which one you want to do first, Houston or Chicago?
Dude, let's do Houston.
Okay.
H-Town.
Harris County. So in Houston, there once lived a man. There was a guy who wasn't just a guy. He was a police captain. A captain in the police department. He was working for an organization called Liberty Center for God. They hired him and other investigators to investigate voter fraud. Now, this is a captain on the Houston Police Department in Harris County, the same county where the governor tried to limit them to one drop box for ballots. And there's 4 million people. There's some stupid astronaut.
And it's like 4 million people that are spread out.
Way spread. Not like 4 million people
spread out. Not like,
in the Bay
I can
Area.
hop on a bus or ride a bike to this location, but like hella spread out. Hella spread out.
So the governor, as we talked about a while ago, tried to be like, we only need one drop box for mail-in ballots, right? So this dude and other investigators are working for Liberty Center for God, investigating fraudulent ballots.
Right.
So he and the other investigators have been following a air conditioner repairman and his van for 4 days. How many days? 4 days. He forces the guy off the road, not in a squad car. He forces the AC repairman off the road.
In his SUV.
Then pulls a gun on the dude, tells him to get down on the ground, puts his knee in his back, and accuses him of being a mastermind of a voter fraud conspiracy. Look at this, not participating in, not you filled out to a mastermind. He put him in the Pablo Escobar range of voter fraud. Right. Believing that he had.
I mean, plumbers are questionable.
I mean, who exactly? You fix
air. They have access to your pipes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Air conditioning unit. Yeah, right. Who does that for a living?
Right.
Let's classically. What's up? They assume that he had 750,000 fraudulent ballots in his vehicle. Right. The police come on site, because obviously he's working for Liberty Center for God, right? Police come on site. He tells them, you will arrest this man. Otherwise, you're not a patriot.
Yeah.
He had nothing in his truck except AC unit stuff and tools, right? Obviously, they arrested him. He's out on bond. This is a captain of just the concept that this is someone who is charged with protecting and serving, has pulled over some random dude.
Right. That they've been tracking for 4 days.
They've been following for 4 days.
Right.
He's supposed to have $750,000 pieces of paper in the back of his van. And
that's
even
a lot of paper. Like, would that even fit in the back of a van? Like, I don't know. That's a lot of ballots.
I'm like, that's hella ballots. And he's supposed to be driving around with this and you pull him over and you're not even working for the sheriff's department. You're now freelancing and doing this. And then you're telling the cop if you arrest him or you're not a patriot, and you pull this dude out, put a gun to his head, made him get on the ground and all this other shit. And there's still no evidence of any of these ballots anywhere in this guy's person or whatever. And so the thing
plus it didn't work anyways, right? Like Texas was red. Texas was red anyways.
Listen. So there's a Republican guy, a wealthy Republican that runs the website or whatever. And so the part to me about the fact that this is a captain, so he has so many police officers under him, and he's so mired down in conspiracy about fraudulent votes in a place where your governor was actively helping to suppress votes, even in a state where they're probably going to vote Republican anyway, right? So like you got the president, then you got all these other spots underneath that they can actually vote Republican. So you're actually probably hurting yourself more than you think you are, right? By saying, we don't believe these things are real, whatever the case may be, right? You're forgetting about all these Republican seats that you probably want in control. But nonetheless, he accuses the guy of being a mastermind. So I fix air conditionings during the day, but by night, I'm going to swing the ballot by like damn near 1 million votes, because that's how I roll, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously he's wrong. They arrest the police officer. Right. He's out on bond. But the part that really shocked me, partly, guess how much this fool was getting paid by the center? What is it? Liberty Center for God. Guess how much they were paying, how much they paid this captain?
I know. So why don't you guys guess? I read the article. I sent it to you.
Oh, yeah, you did.
You guys read it.
I don't know if you read it.
How much do you think he got paid? Also, he's babysitting ballots in the car all week. Like, okay, exactly. Like, I'm just going to leave them there, all these ballots, as I go do my plumbing work and unclog some toilets. I'm just going to let him chill there, get dookie on him.
$250,000. I mean, them envelopes are thick, son. Like,
I know.
You have
Let's have weighed that truck down.
750,000 of them bammers? Come on.
Right. File them. Drop them off. Why would you be holding that?
Just rolling around with them in the van.
That's why they lost. That's why we lost Texas.
So
anyways, so tell us.
If I'm wrong, the number that I saw, $266,000.
Yeah, it was like $250,000.
What am I doing? Why am I even working? If I can go out to Texas and follow around innocent people, accuse them of being masterminds, what am I doing with my life?
Hey,
I could make all my money in the election season.
Yeah.
And be Gucci.
You can. And you can also lose your soul.
I mean,
what is we talked about this. What is your price? Like, what would you do?
You know I got a price. Listen, somebody tell me.
I know your price is way lower than mine.
Way lower. You kidding me? So I'm down there in freeway. Listen, somebody tell me follow this dude for 4 days and pull him over and put a pistol to him and accuse him of something he didn't do, and I'll give you $250,000. Are you? Yes, I'm doing. What are you talking about? I'm not hesitating.
You're gonna go to jail and spend all that money on lawyers because you're black. You would get a worse case. Like you wouldn't get like a slap on the wrist. Like literally, the guy who got pulled over said that he saw him like unlock the like release the safety.
Yeah.
So like he was gonna shoot. Yeah, he was gonna shoot. Yeah. So. I mean, how is that not attempted murder or something like that? Like, how is that?
Well, you know what? He might get it. He might get it.
Like that. I don't know the legal system enough to know.
He might get it though because that captain was Latino. You heard the name in there. I forget the dude's name.
But still, but it's not. He's on their side though.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. He's out on bond. Yeah, man. Said the dude was a mastermind.
Dude, that's fucking ridiculous.
Man, listen.
I don't know.
60 though.
250,000. You would do that? You really would do that for 250,000?
I wouldn't pistol whip him. I wouldn't get him out with the pistol and call the police. I'd get him out, say, open the back, and be like, "Oh, we didn't find nothing." And then since I already know his address because I've been investigating, I would definitely bust through the door for sure and like just check the premises for 250.
You're crazy.
What, for 250? I'm not getting arrested for that. I'm gonna have a ski mask on and everything. I'm going full. This ain't Minister Society. I'm not shooting.
What if the guy had a gun? It's Texas.
Hey,
I had a gun. That's a huge risk. He probably did have a gun.
Listen, when I was in North Carolina, I had a concealed carry permit.
Of course you did.
Good for 17 states.
Not this one.
Second Amendment right to bear arms and use them.
Not this one. Do you have the right?
California.
Do you still have it? Is it expired or do you still have it?
Nah, you can't. First of all, you have to renew it. And then once you move out of state, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, okay. It's a wrap. In California, thanks to the Black Panthers, I don't know what
their problem
trying
to stand up for themselves.
Trying to stand up and stop police brutality. What were they thinking?
Messed
up the gun laws for everybody.
I know.
Like
Speaking of police brutality, tell us about so this is one I shared in our story today, right before here. But tell us about Chicago.
All right, Shawtown, show me what you're working with. So, police
always coming through. Chicago's always coming through with something.
Always. So police. They decide that they are going to raid an apartment, obviously looking for guns, drugs, and weapons of mass destruction. Clearly, we talked about this in a former IG about
mass destruction.
I mean,
she wasn't Middle Eastern.
Let's be real though. Let's think about this for a second. So we talked several weeks ago about after the Breonna Taylor incident about raids, police raids, right? Yeah. There's 60,000 a year that are done in this country. 70 to 80% of them are done on Black households. They only have a 40% rate of finding anything. So 60% of the time they find nothing. So that means that other 40% is a range of a dime bag, right? Something like this to, I don't know. I doubt it's even a key, right? You know what I mean? Like a reasonable amount of drugs or whatever, right? So we
justify raiding someone's house.
Exactly.
For the cost of raiding someone's house.
Exactly. So we know those stats are awful, right? Yeah. Again, we're looking for whatever. We busted this door down and he had a weed plant in there. Ooh, weed plant. Imagine what all the damage he could have done with a weed plant, right?
With one weed plant.
Ate all the top ramen. So we know that they do that here. So if we think about the weapons of mass destruction piece overseas, and they came up again, same behavior, right? There's some sort of means to it or whatever. So Chicago, middle of the night, busted in some lady's apartment. She's Black. They have video of her standing up. She was undressed. She had her blanket wrapped around her while these cops are milling around, all of them with their thumb in their ass because they're at the wrong apartment, but they're linked. Guns drawn.
But didn't they tell her to get undressed?
Huh?
Didn't they tell her to get undressed? Or did I misunderstand that part? I thought they told her to get undressed. Okay.
I don't think they probably would have just searched. I don't think they would have told her to get undressed.
I thought that was, okay, then she was undressed.
Because she was asleep. She was in the bed.
Standing there, because I didn't watch the actual, I don't have the stomach to watch the actual videos, but the actual video is out there. And she was undressed. I thought they forced her to undress so that they could make sure she was clear. They made her stand there, and then they just threw a coat or like a blanket to her.
So she had a blanket on her. I didn't know that they.
No, that was the part. She was sitting there for like 30 minutes, like exposed.
30. Oh, that's even worse. See, I didn't know. I didn't see that in the story. I was watching the interview piece of it. So that's even worse that they made her, that they made sit there, again, wrong. And again, here's the thing. If you're doing that kind of work, you know what you're looking at. And she said that the inhumane part was she's just sitting there and no one cared.
Yeah.
Right?
After they figured out that, after they realized they were in the wrong house. I'm grateful they didn't go there guns blazing.
When they go in there like that and they're looking for, and you're reacting to someone coming in and you know it's the police, you know you got drugs, guns, dope, there is a different response that you have to that, right? Even if you say, hey, I'm caught, that place looks different. It doesn't look like a nice home, which her place looked like a nice home. So I'm telling you, within 30 seconds to 60 seconds, they know damn well this is
they're in the wrong spot.
There is something here that I think may be wrong, right? They just let that black woman sit there and they didn't care. They didn't treat her like a human being, which is very much the same as the video they had some time ago about that black man that had mental issues. They had him on the ground, in the snow, in the cold rain, butt naked, face down, laughing at it. And they put a paper bag over his head, right? Same thing. Again, it goes way, way back to, again, I'm going to say it, I don't even care. Is just like when they got off the ship and put you on a block to sell you. Treat you like an animal. Yeah. Period. Shine you up and sell you. Have you on the ground, put a bag over your head, you're mentally ill, have you laying out in the cold. Doesn't matter. Black women sitting there butt ass naked. Obviously there's no guns around. We're gonna walk around like idiots with our thumbs in our ass because we don't know how to do our fucking job.
Right. And this happened 2 years ago. And the only reason we know about it is because she was tired of nothing actually happening, no actions being taken. So she's like, fine, just show the video. Like, just release the video.
In 2019, she asked, under the Freedom of Information Act, she asked for the video. The police response said, first they said, oh, we'll get back with you. Yeah. Then they said, you all right? First, they said they'll get back with you. Then they said, we can't give you the video because it's an ongoing investigation. Right. So my question is, if you clearly went to the wrong spot and didn't find nothing, what investigation are you continuing exactly? Especially because this is the wrong apartment and there are no drugs. What investigation are you doing? Because you're not investigating yourself. And you're not investigating the detective that gave you the wrong information or the narc that gave you the wrong information. Right. So what are you looking into exactly? Right. Definitely not making her home.
Well, they just didn't want her to have it. Honestly, I wouldn't be. No, they probably just didn't want her to have it. Of course not, because they know she's going to file a lawsuit. I wouldn't be surprised if they made her pay for her own door. Because in most raids, that's what they do. They make the family or the person that they raided pay to fix all that stuff. City ain't going to do nothing. So the disrespect continues. The disrespect continues. Yeah, I hope she sues the shit out of him, and now's the right time to do it. Yeah, exactly.
She asked, and it's ongoing investigating. It's objectification. Yep, Sonya investigating how to sell this so they don't get sued. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's no way around it. You had the wrong address, and she's obviously sitting there, guns drawn, thinking that she's gonna get killed. Yeah. And that's she was like, if I move wrong, I'm going to get killed. So there's nothing I'm going to do while these people sit up here and treat me like an animal. Right. The disrespect is tremendous.
It's ridiculous. Do you want to talk about that other article that you want, or you want to do that for another day? Should we go straight to the Verzuz? Buying time. What?
Buying time, quote unquote. It's still an open, aka wait and get tired. Yeah,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
Saying, yeah, they want you to quit.
She was naked in there, so they probably were betting that she's not going to release this because she's naked in this video. So it's humiliating, right? Like you don't want yourself in this, you know, vulnerable state, not just naked, but forced to stay naked in front of all of these men, being in your home, intruding on your, you know, your safety. It's just, you know, not dehumanized. It's like the whole world having visibility to one of the most worst moments of your life.
And they were walking, they were milling around in there like they have nothing to do. And she's standing in the corner with a blanket wrapped around her. And I'm like, none of you dummies said, hey, let me go get an article, or said, hey, go in the bedroom and put clothes on. We clearly did not find the nuclear warhead.
Right.
Feel free to go in the bedroom and get dressed. Let me call the detective, cuss his ass out. We're calling somebody to fix your door tomorrow. Here go $20,000 in cash for payment. Like, it's not difficult to do.
They're probably trained not to treat people like human beings, because if they admit that they were wrong in that moment, then they have more of a lawsuit against them. They have a stronger case against them because that's an admission of guilt or something.
So here's the only reason why I disagree with that.
I don't know. I'm just giving an opinion. I have no idea.
I mean, I think it depends on who you are. And this is why I'm going to say that.
Okay.
And we might have to release this because I have it saved because it was that crazy.
Yeah.
There was a time where there was a church group that would basically park themselves in Arizona in a parking lot outside of like a department store, like Walmart or something like that. The police had come several times to tell them to move, and they never moved, right? There was a time where there was an altercation between this group of white churchgoers and 3 police officers. And the altercation escalated to an all-out brawl. It looked like you were watching WWE. Yeah. They were fighting, physically fighting with the police officer, and the police officers were outnumbered. There was like a couple that were fighting between themselves, but multiple that were fighting the police officers. They fought fisticuffs for 3 minutes. I'm watching the tape. Screaming, fighting, yelling in the parking lot. One person is on top of the other police officer, a woman, and is trying to like claw at his eyes. The other cop finally gets up. It's 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the altercation where the police officer gets up. The other police officer comes over, shoots the person that's on top of the cop. It goes through the person on top of the cop, hits the cop. These are all white people. Hits the cop in the leg. But when he says, "Oh, I'm shot," and they're calling for backup, they're pepper spraying. They're pepper spraying people, but nobody drew a weapon until that time. After that person rolled off the police officer sat with the person that was shot and held their hand side by side until the fucking ambulance came. So when people say the policemen are not human, that's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. They sat next to this person. Meanwhile, his other partner has a bullet hole in his leg from him shooting through that person.
But I do have to say, some of the cops that were in her apartment were black.
Oh yeah, that don't mean nothing.
Okay, because
listen, it was black folks snitching on black folks running off the plantation too. Right. That don't mean nothing to me. It
just validates the point that there's a problem with police, period. Yes, there's a race problem. Yes, there's a race problem. Yes, there's profiling and injustice, absolutely. But it's layered. It's even worse because it doesn't, you can't just say it's just this one thing, it's this one situation. It impacts everybody, and people are trying to make it sound like it doesn't impact white people because they know white people who are racist are going to be like, well, it's not my problem, so I don't care. Right? Like, they deserved it. They should have acted right. They'll dismiss it. right? But it is a problem for everyone. You know,
Yeah.
people need to really understand that it's a
Yeah,
real.
it's unarmed white dudes getting shot too. It's police rings that are up
Yeah.
that are doing grimy shit. So to your point though, and I'm not saying that all cops are that way, because there's some that I've seen,
Sure.
do humanistic things for African Americans as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I've seen them even when a group of people are attacking them, right?
right.
I've seen them shoot one of the assailants and sit there and hold that person's hand.
And
Meanwhile,
then
in South Carolina,
right. In the meanwhile, they'll shoot other people like
they'll shoot a black
animals.
person and walk off. No problem. Whatever it is. The dude in the green shirt that they shot in South Carolina, where they said he charged me, and that video of him running away and the cops shooting him 6 times in the back, walked over, handcuffed him, and then walked off.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody holding his hand. Ain't nobody saying in your last moments, you know what I mean? If these are your last moments, hey, I apologize or whatever.
Right.
But that cat like, oh, we're gonna brawl for 3 minutes and then I'm gonna pull a gun while my partner's on the ground. I guess we gotta get serious now.
Right.
So Rachel Model said it's normalization. Absolutely. Not I don't again that's the same thing. Just because someone is a certain ethnicity doesn't mean that they carry that struggle with that ethnicity or they're on that side. So for me, it's always been that I look at black people with a side eye too, in a heartbeat.
You look at everybody.
Clarence Thomas, your boy Ben Carson in there. Those immigrants in the bottom of the slave boats, man. If you don't fall down some stairs and never get up to see the sun again,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. So, but yeah, we've seen, we've seen them be human when they want to be, and depending on who it is. But that's just the epitome of disrespect. You know what I mean?
To Rachel's point, they were banking on her trauma that she wouldn't release it. It was too traumatic, but she underestimated the strength of a black woman.
Yep. All people, all skin folk ain't kin folk, man.
Peoples is here. Let's start the party. Let's start the party.
You're born.
If you guys are drinking, let us know what you're drinking.
Yeah, please. So yeah, no, it's interesting, and actually, I want to take a detour rather than talking that other article I watched. Okay. Peoples and Tay Slay. What's up with your boy? Hey Slay, I got it out, man. I was watching. I need to watch the interview, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But there was a part of one of the comments I thought was interesting. So this was when President Obama was on the Breakfast Club, and they did the interview with him, and it was interesting that he talked about back when he was in office and the cops pulled up on what's his name, Henry Louis Gates, who's a Harvard. Is he? Somebody check me. Is Henry Louis Gates Harvard or Princeton? I can't remember. I think he's Harvard.
Henry Louis Gates.
Huh?
Henry Louis Gates.
Henry Louis Gates, who's a professor at an Ivy League, I think it's Harvard or Princeton, if I'm not mistaken. And he was at home on his own porch. Police pulled up, arrested him for sitting outside of his own home. At the time, Obama said that, anyone is rightful to be upset that happened, if it happened to them. And the police did something very stupid. Mm-hmm. And they showed all the news report that reported on this part of the Breakfast Club thing showed the negative press that he got. And Obama even said, which they verified, his numbers amongst the whites dropped the polls. So think about that. Think about, we're talking about these incidences, right? This captain pulling over a dude that's in an AC van, accusing him of having $750,000 worth of ballots in the back of an AC van, pulls a pistol on his head, dude is scared for his life. They run into houses in Chicago, kicking the doors. You are in your home on your own porch. Somebody calls the police. They come up, have a conversation with you. Right. Clearly, it's your house. Like Dave Chappelle jokes, you got pictures of yourself up, your family up. They're just like, oh, look, he came in and hung pictures of himself and his kids, right? Pull you off your own porch, and you are an esteemed professor, right? Henry Louis Gates has done like the Africa Project and the DNA Project and a bunch of other things after that. PBS specials, whole nine. Pull you off your own porch and take you to jail saying that house does not belong to you. and you make more money than both the fools that's hauling you off to jail.
Where does he live?
You said what?
Where did he live?
I don't know. But I think it was probably somewhere central to the university, or at least in the vicinity.
Okay.
So somebody's got to check me on where Henry Louis Gates was at the time. So 10-year professor, the whole nine. Somebody pulls you off your porch, hauls you into jail, saying you don't own the house that you worked hard for to buy. Right. And then the president says the police acted like dummies, and white people decide that that's the wrong thing to do. That you're speaking out against the police. How amazing is
that? He serves as the Alphonse Fletcher University professor and director of the Hutchins Center for African American Research at Harvard University.
Yeah, Harvard. Okay, that's what I thought.
It's Harvard. I wonder if they did that on purpose because they didn't like all the stuff that he was doing. Like they were like, we know who he is, but we're going to act like we don't. And we're just going to harass him just so he knows that we don't want him here.
It's not far-fetched. It's not too far-fetched. It's not too far-fetched. Yeah, it's,
I don't know. That's
to me, the startling thing was everyone knew it. This wasn't a question of a maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It wasn't a question of, well, he was outside. He was doing something erratic. He was smoking weed and calling all the neighbors out their names.
He was being disruptive.
He didn't have his meat out. Like, it wasn't anything like that, right?
Meat out.
I'm just saying. Listen, when you grow up in the Bay
Area, it wasn't anything you would do.
It's
like
crazy.
You and your boy, it's something you would do.
People's. You're on your porch at home,
mm-hmm.
and someone has come to your home or called the police on you and basically denigrated everything that you've worked hard for
mm-hmm.
in this country. Your forefathers have worked for 250 years for free. You are a Harvard 10-year professor, minding your own damn business.
In your own home that you pay
in your own home, probably playing Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that's maybe why you got called.
Maybe he was playing Too Short.
Right. Maybe he's playing Too Segway. And they walk up on your porch.
Maybe he was talking about those bitches and hoes. I don't know.
I'm finna to die. Walks up on your porch, snatches you, takes you to prison, and your family albums are hanging up on the wall with your face on it and your name on the deed. And the response from Caucasians in this country when you say the police are stupid is, nah, I probably ain't gonna vote for you. What kind of mind do you have to have?
Right.
Because you know damn well when the pumpkin spice mix for the lattes run out of Starbucks, they want to talk to the owner of Starbucks.
They're talking to the manager for sure.
Bring the manager out here. Get the district.
It's fall. How do you not have that PSL?
I want the district and the regional manager on the phone so I can cuss their ass out. But somebody came into your house, onto your property, and snatched you out and bodied you. And the president says that was a dummy move. And you say, I'm not going to vote for the man that said that.
Right.
The disrespect is unbelievable. It's still shocking and amazing.
They've radicalized criticizing the police, right? Like, which is so weird because we're supposedly a country. The reason we're allowed to have guns is to protect ourselves from authority. So why is it so so dramatic to criticize authority? Like why does it have to be so extreme? Like why? I mean, I don't understand people. They want war. They want.
I get performance reviews on my job.
Everyone
does anybody else get performance reviews on their job?
Everyone does.
Like
if your job is to protect and serve, by God, fucking protect and serve.
Don't snatch me up off my porch, man, and arrest me. And I got my kids and my wedding photos in the damn house. How much time? Seriously, This ain't my
How
spot.
hard is it to just be like, prove that this is your house?
Or like, how about if I'm sitting on the house and I'm half dressed in my robe with a shot of Hennessy with Earth, Wind, and Fire playing in the background? I probably didn't steal anything.
Well, what was the reason that they gave? Like, do you know the reason they gave for it?
I'd have to relook up the story. I don't even remember.
Okay.
The neighbors called, or somebody in the neighborhood called, or somebody drove past and said, "Oh, I think this is a whites only neighborhood." And you know how they do it.
He was a rookie cop.
Listen, dancing down the street, writing BLM somewhere, selling water, barbecue. It doesn't matter what we do. Elijah McClain walking.
Fuck.
Twisting your arms because you got a little music. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I breathe. Call the police.
It's fucking ridiculous. Wasn't he trying to get into his house and there was an issue with the door? Might
have been. It was years ago.
Let's assume that it looked like he was trying to get through a window because he didn't have his key. Like something.
How hard is that to verify? If you look up somebody's registration, exactly. If you look up somebody's registration, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. But you check it out and leave.
Yeah, you
You check it out and leave.
Yeah.
License and registration. Where's your ID?
Yeah, what's going on? Let me help you get in your house. The same way I'd help you.
Talk to a neighbor. Shit. Like, go knock on the door next to him.
Do this dude live here? Yeah, he do.
Yeah, he's locked out. Does he live here? So we know if we need to help him or arrest him. Simple
as. That's too complicated though. When you black, you're criminal. Speaking of criminals, we got 2 criminals coming up on deck.
What's their crime? Spitting fire?
Huh?
What's their crime? Spitting fire?
Spitting fire and selling dope back in the day. They said it. So I ain't snitching.
It was the neighbor who called. Probably.
It was a neighbor. Yeah. Oh, you looking it up? Thank you, Sonia, for looking that up. Yeah, they live there. Look, Louis Gates been there 10 years. They're still just like, I don't believe he owns it. I think he's Airbnb-ing it for the past decade. It's some clown shit as usual. But like you said, some of it is just to mess with people. It's not even about they know they're dead wrong. It's just to make your life harder.
I'm almost positive it's to mess with them.
It's to make your life harder.
This is not your neighborhood. She said it's from her recollection. So just as a caveat, everything we talk about, you should definitely go research the details because as you can see, Ali has been drinking.
Hey, listen, don't research shit. Take my word for
it. Me and Don Julio.
What
was it, Don Ramon?
Don Ramon, oh my God.
Don Ramon and Ali.
Don Ramon
are giving us our news.
Speaking of Don Ramon.
We're going to have to start a segment called Drunk News. Like, have you drink and then tell us the news.
Yeah, that's actually awesome.
That would be good.
This El Mayor right here, again, not sponsoring. They're not paying me anything. However, the Añejo, it's a nice little sipper. You can get it from Total Wine for about $31, $32. Listen, it's legit. Anyways, on Saturday, I'm so excited. Saturday, Verzuz between 2 Bay Area legends. Too Sheezy, tooshort, or Todd, for those of y'all who want a government, and E40 Earl. E40 will Verzuz battle on Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm so hyped right now. Listen,
Peoples is a special guest. I'm gonna hook up. I'm either gonna cast it or I'm gonna hook up my laptop because I think you can watch lives on a laptop.
You gotta play that
thing. Hook it up to my TV. Have the speaker up. My kids are gonna learn on Saturday.
You're gonna learn today. You're gonna learn today. One of the longest they making records back in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. They were still making records during the hyphy movement.
They're working on a record now.
I
listened to them on the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club, that's a good one. 40, Short, Snoop, and Cube. They supposed to be working on something. Cohita, what's up with your They also supposed to be working on something together. But the classics out of the Bay, and they tell the story on the Breakfast Club, how they met, how they get involved, all that. I mean, just dropping knowledge, dropping game, made me go and listen to some of the old heat.
I started playing some, and I was going back and forth between them on Spotify, and then I asked my son, I was like, which one do you like? And I first played E40, and he was like, okay. And then I played tooshort. I forgot Be Riding or something like that. I forgot what song he was playing. And he goes, that's the one. He's like, that's tooshort? I said, yeah. He's like, oh man. He's like, that takes me back to elementary school. I was like, you're listening to tooshort in elementary
in elementary
school?
Right.
Jesus.
And and Short said it. He said he said the music that we have is in your veins, and he wasn't lying. And they've covered so many generations.
Damn.
That's some. I mean, there's certain things that are staples, right? When you think LA, you think Dr. Dre, you think Snoop, right? Just as like people that have held it down forever, Tupac. But Short and 40. I mean, again, I mean, I was a huge 3 Times Crazy fan, Richie Rich, but I mean, Short and 40 is a different. It kind of spanned that, right? It went across the country. Everybody knows Hurricane, Sprinkle Me, Levitti, you know what I mean? Like, you have a collect call from, hey, it's your partner, man. Like that, One Love. Like, I mean, he could take his first 2 albums and, like, destroy. Yeah. Without even going beyond that, right? And they can also do, like, generational shit. Like, I'm going to play some shit from the 90s. I'm going to play shit from 2000s.
I'm play some stuff we did together.
Exactly. They could play all the stuff they did together.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am so excited for that. Versus put that thing up.
I mean, it's unfortunate we can't, like, have a party and, like, listen and watch. Like a watch party.
Well, according to some youngster on Instagram, he said everybody from the Bay Area gonna be at Oracle Stadium. That's what he said.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm not going personally. I would love the idea of just going up there. And if they put that thing on the big screen oh my God,
that would be epic.
Minus all the killings that would happen, and
nothing's gonna happen.
Minus the shootings. Hey, listen, this old beat back in the night. So I will say this. So tooshort said Vallejo and Oakland used to get together and ride, right? And I will say this: I'm so excited. People will back me up. Tay Slay will back me up. Cool Heater will back me up.
Okay.
In that time where he said Vallejo and Oakland was tight, Oakland and Richmond were not tight.
Okay.
It was the opposite arrangement between those 2 areas. So,
is it still like that?
No. It's not like that anymore. But depending on the OGs that you got going to Oracle, it might be some old funk. So listen, if everybody went to Oracle, I'd give it 3 bodies, but it'll be popping. And there would be a sideshow on 880 right outside the Coliseum on the freeway for show. Multiple sideshows in the parking lot and up and down San Leandro. I'm excited. You know what? I might drive out there. I don't care. I might just see who out.
I'm tempted.
That's gonna be and I like the way that Short and them talked about. At first, Tooshort was the one that didn't really want to do it. Don't cross the train tracks in Richmond. Yeah, I mean the night. Listen,
I used to be a territory I had to work. Like I had to drive from San Jose to Richmond and work in our Richmond office, and have to go on like job walks. Like they wouldn't let me go by myself though.
If you were a woman, you were good. If you're a woman, for the most, like,
they still didn't let me go by myself. Like
people would, like, I mean,
go with me.
For the most part, I think if you're a woman, you're good. But in the 90s, if anybody ever just wants to waste some time and look up the homicide rate per the Federal Bureau of Investigation, in the 90s, Richmond and Oakland were always top 10.
Yeah, I remember.
Every single year, we were top 10, along with Flint, Detroit, and some other spots. We were in the 90s was the greatest period in history and also the worst period in history. People said Richmond versus everybody during that time.
Damn.
Fact. Because when I went to Oakland, I went to my boy's house in the Murder Dubs, directly to his house. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. When I went to my cousin's house off of 73rd, directly to the house. When I went to my uncle's house off 105th, directly to the house. I did not go outside, walk into the liquor. No. Nope. Did not do that.
Damn,
but that's the Bay Area, though.
But Saturday,
I'm excited. So my question to you: so what did the poll say?
It was, I think it was 60% E40, 40% Too Short.
All right, who y'all got on here? Peoples, who you got? Coolheater, Taste Like, who y'all got? I'm personally going with 40, just because. Hey, it's your partner, man. Like,
he just has that smooth swag delivery.
That's
like
the slappers he made in just back. You can play them now, and they still sound like a gorilla trying to get up out the trunk. To this day, like it's still, like that was a king of slap before it was really slap, to me personally. But you know that VALLEJOHILL side though. Come on, people.
It says 40 water and life.
People, who you got? Who you got for
who's saying
the
E40 versus battle? Too Short. Who do you guys have?
E40 versus Short. Who got it? Short got some hitters too. That album blow, because now they still play Blow the Whistle every time. What's my favorite word? Why they gotta say it like Short? Like, I mean, that 19,000, the Blow the Whistle album, 19,999. Like, he still got slappers.
See, Life is Everywhere podcast got 40.
40?
Thank you for joining.
I'm going with 42. If 40 if 40 gets out there and his the Mailman Federal album stuff, remember when the world went crazy back in 1985? Like that, if he hit Tell Me When to Go, like halfway through, I'm dead. I'm just gonna fall on the ground and die.
You're not gonna go high. You're just gonna.
Man, listen, I ain't got no dreads, but I'm gonna take everything on me. I'm so excited.
I really wish we could have a party right now.
Honestly, with dudes like that, I wish they could play 20 songs a piece, and that wouldn't even be touching they classics. Like them dudes need like 20 songs each. They need to go for like a 4-hour stretch and just put your Bluetooth on, hook that up to your speaker, and just do what you do. Smoke, drink, mess with your old lady, your old dude, play video games, whatever it is, Jenga, whatever you do, just let that play in the background. I'm excited. I'm excited for this Verzuz.
Damn.
What
does Austin say? What's Austin saying? Is he Too Short or E40?
Austin, who you got? Too Short or E40?
E40.
That's what's up. That's what's up, my son.
His old man. Hey,
but
listen,
I can't even hate on him for being like Too Short. I can't even be like,
real
he's so lame.
Real spit, and his mama got mad at me for a brief period of time when Short was talking about how 2-year-olds listen to it, grandparents listen to it. Austin was singing "Keep It on the Real" from 3 Times Crazy when he was like 3 years old, because you know I'm a bad parent. Because I'm a bad parent.
Because I'm a bad dad.
Because I'm a bad parent.
You should make a rap about that.
He knew the hook. Keep it on the real. He knew the hook, and I'm like,
he's from the town. He's got to know. He's got to know, because if he doesn't know, then it's like
you don't have a choice.
I feel like if you're from Oakland, there's this expectation that you got to know. If you want to be like real, you got to really.
Oh
know.
Yeah. You can listen.
Which I appreciate. I think that's one thing I really like about Oakland is that there is that history. There's so much history there, first of all, and the culture and everything that. And if you don't know, it's like,
who are you?
Who are you? Like.
And that's how you distinguish when you go to a Warriors game and they playing music. If they play like "Keep It on the Real," some 3 Times Crazy, you can tell who's from Oakland, because the people that jump up when Keith come on, and like I'm talking about 97, okay. 96. I'm not talking about. I mean, even Tell Me When to Go probably, but like I'm not talking about this recent like Note Yet from E4.
Like the original hyphy stuff.
When they go back to the 90s and those folks get up, that's how you know somebody's from Oakland. Versus people that are waiting for like Blow the Whistle and waiting for maybe like Tell Me When to Go or the Steph Curry. Yep. You know what I mean? Like that's when they're like, eh. But the old folks, you start running down artists, and I don't know, man. It's just I'm excited.
Yes, let's do this.
I'm excited. I don't know what to do with myself. I might just go to sleep and wake up on Saturday at 4:30.
And just the whole day. So I've been watching more like because I knew we were going to do this, and I've been I'm not from Oakland, right? So I was looking into some stuff. The No from Fresno. From Fresno. I won't even do like the Bulldogs. I don't know. Sheila, are you still on, Henry? Are you still on? If you're still on, represent the no.
Hey, listen, if you from Fresno, represent the no. People
right.
say when you were able to understand what Keek was saying, that's somebody who grew up in the Bay. Because old Keek the Sneak, you knew every word he was saying. Recent Keek the Sneak, what is he talking about? Just saying. It's two different people. Just saying. Two different. Anyways, continue.
Two different people. So I was watching it because we were supposed to move to the Bay Area when I was in 7th grade, but it fell through when we ended up staying in Fresno. And I was like watching these old videos of sideshows and ghost riding and all of that stuff and the hyphy movement and this space and all of these things that I was like too busy raising 2 kids to even know about. And so, and I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't like know. And plus, and part of that time I was in in the like early 2000s, I was in Texas. So like getting crunk was the thing, right? Like that was what it was, right?
Yeah.
And so, if I would have moved here in 7th grade, it would have been, I would have definitely like,
listen,
I would have made my way to Oakland a lot.
When Tell Me When to Go came out, I was still on the East Coast, and I almost drew, when I first saw it, the video, I almost drove back to California that night.
Oh my God!
I'm. When you're from the Bay is just a special place. When you're from the Bay and you grow up here, I mean, even Fresno. I mean, you still are familiar with the Bay.
Oh
if
yeah,
you're anywhere in the vicinity.
I spent most of any vacation we spent in the Bay Area or in LA. So I always thought I'd end up in LA, but
because you fancy like that.
No, just because in LA we actually did stuff. When we came to the Bay Area, it was only like we would go to my uncle's house and that was it. We didn't go anywhere and do anything. So it wasn't like I didn't know a lot about stuff until I got older and would come by myself. But I'm glad I'm here for sure. Like it's definitely, and working the work that we do and the job that I had in construction, I get to go to like all these little different neighborhoods, hella nice to hella hood. And they all have something very, 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 very unique about them. And I love it. I love it, especially in Oakland. Oakland's got a lot of cool spots.
So you was going to them rough spots, them tough spots, them sawed-off gauges and gunshots and buckshots.
All of them. Like I worked by the Coliseum. Like I could walk to the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And I'm so dumb, I would walk around.
And I would walk to the Coliseum.
And I would walk because I would be like, I'm gonna go for a walk.
I mean, I hope that they do one. They probably won't, but I want somebody to stand there for Mac Dre for that second. I mean, because that's kind of like the latter period.
Yeah.
Following the Keek the Sneaks, the 3 times crazy Richie Rich, Be Legit, the Click, Delinquents. You know what I mean? Spice One, all them cats.
Are you gonna listen? Are you gonna just sit and listen? Or are you gonna like get hyphy? Are you gonna like jump off? I don't know. Like I just want to watch. Like I wish I could be around like real like.
Here's the thing.
Like my kids aren't gonna get it, and I'm gonna just be like someone who's like. There's a word in Farsi. It's old lady. They're not going to get it. But there's like
They're
this
not
word
gonna
in
get it.
Farsi that I don't know how to like, I don't know how to translate into English. And I don't know if it's like envious or it's kind of like when you're deprived of something and then someone else has it and then you're envious of them. But it's coming from that space of being deprived and envious at the same time. It's that feeling. I'm be like one of those kids like, man, I wish I was cool. I wish Fresno was more like had like a culture and had like a thing we could be proud of besides gangs.
You were close enough. Oh, by the way, update: Raiders touchdown. We about to tie this thing up. Anyways,
Raiders.
You were close enough to get a whiff of the Bay Area, so that counts. Here's the thing. I'm probably going to be calling and checking in with my boys. So Cool Heater, Peoples is Peoples, Taste Slated Great, because they hear that mob music, and I just don't want them to think about themselves when they were younger and go out and hurt nobody. So I'm gonna call them and make sure they
make sure they're all right.
The house.
They're straight.
Like y'all listen in the house, but it's definitely gonna be some slappers that come on, gonna remind you of back in the day. Somebody gonna go outside and start doing donuts. Like it's gonna be. I would love for this to have happened when it wasn't COVID, even though I think our folks ain't gonna care. I would love for this to have happened outside of COVID in the summer at some point. They might have put that thing on at the Oracle. They might just. I mean, they might have.
Were they doing Verzuz before COVID? Has that
I don't think so.
Or just
I think COVID. I think COVID was the.
It's brilliant.
No, I know some heathens. I know some ex-heathens. Cool Heater. I'm talking about you and Tay Slade. I know some ex-heathens. And Peoples is people.
Don't get inspired, man. Stay clean.
Yeah, them the dudes you gotta watch when Tupac come on in the club. You gotta make sure they ain't hitting somebody with a bottle. Like they them type of dudes. You gotta watch them dudes. But you gotta have friends like them too.
Yeah, they make life interesting.
You gotta have friends like that.
Especially if you're like me and you're a square. Those are the friends that like make you feel like you're alive. Like I actually did something. Like dang, I just listened to the stories and I'm like, man, that's so. I'm cool by association.
Association. That's it. That's all you need. Like I said, a whiff of the Bay Area. That's all you need. You just need to be within smelling distance.
I know. But that's one reason, like, the whole gentrification thing is one reason why I wouldn't move to Oakland.
It sucks, man. That sucks so bad.
I know. That's why I was like,
I get property taxes and all that, but it's just hey, I'm somebody's daddy now. Hey, Slate. That's why I gotta listen. That's why I'm gonna check in on you, especially because I know you're gonna be playing it. You and Sam I am gonna be dancing or get up off the. I know you're gonna get up off the couch like, hey, this the one. The little one ain't gonna get it. He might get pushed, mushed in the face. So I'm gonna have to call and check in on my nephew, man. You already know what it is. I'm gonna have to call in and make sure my nephew's cool. You know what I mean? Speaking of, you get them gifts because I sent them to your house, man. I'm gonna have to call and check on my nephew because he might be like Austin. Some of them, he's heard more than 3 times crazy than the 40, but he's heard some of the 40. But tooshort might come on. He might be like, I don't know what this is. I might mush him. You know what I mean? Just chill ass down.
You don't even know. You'll never know. You just won't ever know.
Yeah, no. Look, you know what that means to us? We ain't playing it enough. That's it. That's all it means. We ain't playing it enough.
I was like,
that's it.
They were looking at me like, what is this? And I'm like, what do you mean? What is this? But I rely on my brother. My brother used to listen to rap all the time. And so that's really how I listened to it, was because my brother would play it all the time. All the time.
Hey, listen, they don't make them like they don't make like the old folks say to us, they don't make music like they used to. They don't make rap like they used to. Everybody clothes too tight and shit. I'm not used to that. People said if I still had the Ultima, it'd be an issue. Yeah, because he had some huge speakers, some 15s.
Oh, dang.
I think he might have had 2 15s in there. Was it 2? Was it 2 15s in there? That thing pounded. And then Taste Like the Great said, you know how we do. Yeah, them kids gonna get pushed, man. I'm telling you, also gonna get pushed once or twice when Levitti get in there. Baby, I'm in your city. He play that Be Legit. it's a wrap. Austin getting pushed to the ground. I'm just telling you right now. We'll abuse them
Watch
kids.
out, Austin. You hear him? Be careful. Be
Yeah,
ready.
he don't again. Yeah, put him in the other room. Yep. So.
All right. Saturday it is.
Yep.
Saturday it is.
So you have announcements to make about next week and about this past episode release?
Yeah. So next week is Christmas Eve. So we will not have an episode. So we're going to take a little bit of a break until after New Year's. So after New Year's, we'll have our first episode. I think it's the 7th. We'll come back same time, 6 o'clock. So hope you guys have a wonderful holiday, whatever you're celebrating. I'll be celebrating Yalda on Monday, and then
Yalda. Can you tell people what Yalda is so we know?
Yalda is the night that all Black people are getting their superpowers.
That's right. That 12/21 superpowers. Wait, what? I said if she asked me. Oh, when people say 215s rattling the bumper, 215s in the Ultima is like
a lot.
It's like a muscle bound kid, right? It's like something that just shouldn't exist, right?
It's where the whole the cars next to you shake, and the whole you can feel it in the house.
I was there for that era. Matter of fact, came up on one.
I'm from Fresno. It's still like that.
So when we get our special powers, I told Sabir I want my special power to get taller, so I look thinner. So that's why I'm hoping having me on 12/21.
Man, my son thought that Black people thought it was their special power because it's the longest night. And he's like, so what, we're going to be invisible because it's black and we're black? Because it's dark outside? I die. I was like, you're ridiculous. But no, it has nothing to do with the coming of Aquarius. But it's the longest night of the year. And it's officially the first day of winter. And we stay up there's a long story behind it. But the short of it is, we stay up all night. We read poetry from very spiritual mystics. We eat fruit like pomegranates and watermelon, and we eat a lot of like harvest type stuff like nuts and things like that. And we tell stories and hang out, and kind of we're supposed to stay up all night so that we prevent evil spirits from coming into our homes. But this year it falls on the coming of Aquarius, so that's why people are thinking, oh, it's a new age. And so therefore, so if you're interested in setting intentions for the new year, now is the time to do it. So that's what we say. So I'll be celebrating that.
No, thank you for explaining that, because I know it was explained the other day, but I forgot. But it sounds like a slumber party mixed with a tarot reading, mixed with a barbecue, mixed with some shit talking and something else, all mixed into one. Who can stay up the longest?
It's a great holiday.
No, that sounds popping to me.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. So we'll be doing that. What are your plans for the holiday?
I'm gonna try to take a couple of days off in the next couple of weeks, just because I have so much vacation. Mm-hmm. Try to make some 3-day, 4-day weekends since the dude I'm gonna give no credit to for getting gifts is on a Friday, and New Year's is on a Friday. I'm gonna try to make some 4-day weekends out of that thing.
Good.
Other than that, trying to dodge this Rona.
Dodge the Rona. I am gonna go visit my mom for Christmas Eve, and then she's gonna go visit family because she's a little bit more adventurous than I am.
Tell moms we said what's up.
I will.
Me and Cool Heater and Taste Lady Great. I don't know if people's is fooling with the Persian food, but tell moms once she get that vaccine and she clear, we gonna come through on some herd immunity type shit and eat.
Absolutely. That sounds good. So have a happy holiday, happy new year. We're gonna be releasing our next episode next week, right? Not this week.
Yeah, next week.
All right.
One we recently released was with Savannah Clement.
Yes, Savannah Clement.
KeepChoosingLife.org.
Yes.
Right.
So check that out. It was good.
Mental health services for inexpensive as well.
Yes.
So I feel like that.
Yeah. So if you're looking for mental health services, they have options for you. They can help if you can't afford it. They can help pay for it. They have a lot of great services. If you're like to support people with that are going through struggles, especially right now. Holiday season is always a difficult season, but especially now because people can't be with loved ones. consider going to her website and donating. KeepChoosingLife.org. All right. After this run is done,
Mom, we parted after this run. Yeah, Mom's got that meal on the table. She might have voted for Trump,
I know,
but I'll
that
still.
poor Miss
But
Abdi.
hey, listen, she might like Trump, but if it's free, it's for me.
Okay. You really
I'm not tell
pride.
moms I'm not holding no political angst against her. She can serve.
Not
She
going
can
to
serve
say
them
anything
middle.
now because it's over. It's done. She never would have said anything. She's not going to say anything.
Even if she would have, I wouldn't argue with her till after the food was done to make sure she ain't poisoned me. So
okay,
we gonna grub. You know what I mean? Right. We don't care. We don't grub.
All right, I'll let her know. But you guys will probably
smash.
All right, guys. Good to see you. See you guys after the New Year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Stay safe. Enjoy the Verzuz. Can't wait and share stories. If you guys have stories, tag us in them. Love to see them. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Holla.